This is Chris Spiker.
I'm Aaron Goldstein. We are here with our first guest, Ryan McLeod from Surface Preppers.
Hey Ryan, welcome.
Thanks for having me.
Surface Preppers, what is that?
Surface Preppers is a mobile dustless blasting service that I started out here in the Antelope Valley to help remove graffiti.
Well, I like dustless. So instead of blowing, you're vacuuming.
Not so much
No?
vacuuming, but there's not as much dust. More like less dust instead of dustless.
And this is in, right now, especially, I know in the city of Lancaster, they're painting over graffiti.
Yeah, and it looks just about as unsightly as the graffiti does.
Yeah, because it still marks a spot, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
And so a lot less material, because you're able to go remove the graffiti directly.
Yeah.
Did you come up with the idea?
Dustless blasting?
Yeah.
No, I didn't. Dustless Blasting is actually a company out in Texas that manufactures this equipment. I was fortunate enough to be in a position to purchase one and try to find a niche in our community to, remove graffiti with it.
Right. I guess people think graffiti removal is the city's problem.
For the most part, it is. The city will take care of it, but they don't get to all of it. So there are opportunities out there for someone like me to help keep our city clean.
Somebody comes out in the morning, and they see the graffiti, they call you,
They can, yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
and you're out there. It's kind of like you look like Superman, you know?
More like a spaceman, out there in a Tyvek suit. And
Right, because this is hazardous material.
no. The materials are eco-friendly. They're biodegradable, but there is a small health risk for the person actually doing the blasting. So you do have to take certain precautions as a blaster.
There's some dust.
A little bit.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And the best filter in the world, your nose.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't want
Hardly.
that.
Yeah.
So are you out there doing the blasting?
Yeah. Owner operator.
So this sounds like it's a 24/7 sort of operation.
Not quite. It can be. There are some regulations about blasting during certain hours in certain areas. You can't.
What? You play by the rules?
Yeah, man.
Oh, wow. That's crazy.
Yeah, but it's it is a lot of work. The blasting is the easy part. The preparation, the setup, and the cleanup. Those are the more intensive parts.
Right. You roll up onto a project. How long are you going to be there?
For the most projects, a day, a full work day, and you're in and out.
Wow.
Something like removing maybe a 5x5 brick wall of graffiti.
Right.
I could be in and out there in less than an hour.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So.
So you can do more than one project a day.
Oh yeah.
Gotcha.
Oh yeah.
How did you see that as how did this idea come to you?
I was just doing some research. I was looking into. I've always thought about being an entrepreneur, and I was looking into ways that someone could have a, sustainable startup business. Dustless blasting presents very little overhead for operating a business. So, I did some more research into it and found out that this is something I can do, and I've been taking it and running with it since then. So.
And there are obvious benefits, but list for me what the benefits are.
Well, the benefits of dustless blasting or surface preppers mobile dustless blasting is I can come to you. I have a mobile blasting unit. It's on a trailer, so you don't have to worry about making arrangements to send something out to get blasted. Another benefit would be that it's cleaner than other methods of blasting, like sand or soda blasting. It's quicker. The combination of water and a blasting abrasive is more impactful on a surface, so it can quickly remove any type of paint or coating that you may have. And it's more eco-friendly than, let's say, soda blasting. Soda blasting, if it gets onto any type of plants or grass in the surrounding area, it will sooner than later kill the grass or plants. So,
We're talking pretty much about graffiti, right?
for the most part, yeah, I do a little more than just graffiti, but that's why I got started.
And are there any other, like you mentioned soda blasting, is there anybody in the valley that's doing that type of removal?
Not that I know personally.
Okay, so I think it's just you and the city or county. The city and counties, they're all painting, trying to get within a color scheme somehow.
Yeah, somehow.
Going back to the same wall time after time after time.
Yeah. Yeah, it's there are actually statistics that cities are running on on things that promote vandalism, and one of them is that it looks like a canvas that a vandalist wants to tag. But if you notice, there's a correlation between some of the nicer cities in Southern California and a lack of graffiti. And for someone who vandalizes, they don't typically vandalize a property that's well taken care of, but if you put paint over, and you can't even match the paint, it's like an open invitation to come back.
It's kind of traveling or visiting artist or something.
Yeah.
They see that canvas and they go up there and it's theirs again.
Yeah. Yeah, so, but if I were to come by and blast that same thing, I could make the surface look like new, and maybe a little less inviting for vandals. Maybe.
Maybe if we put some striping on that wall or something to make it not look quite like a 5x5 white surface.
Canvas, yeah.
Crazy. How do people find you?
Well, you can email me at support@surfacepreppers.com, or you can call me directly, call or text at 661-406-3197. And if you've got a picture of a project that you think you might want blasted, you can just text me a picture of it and say, hey, how long and how much would this cost?
Yeah. And what was the decision for joining the Lancaster Chamber of Commerce?
I joined the Chamber of Commerce for visibility and exposure. As a small business owner, you want people to know who you are and what you do. And the Chamber presents that, and in ways that I don't have the scope of, myself. So they give me a forum to go out and talk to people, that I otherwise wouldn't meet.
Yeah, it allows you to go into a room and say hello to people.
Yeah.
And you must be an old timer, because when I said the radio station, you knew where it was.
Well, I wouldn't call myself an old timer,
but an observant new timer.
Yeah, you can say that. I've been in the valley for a while. I've been out here in the Antelope Valley since 1995, and I've kind of come up through the ranks out here. Went to Hillview Middle School and graduated from Highland and ABC. Eventually got my bachelor's in liberal studies and came back to work in education. So this is home for me, and it's a place that I want to take care of and keep clean if I can. So.
And you made an impression on Anna Zarley.
Yeah.
You joined the chamber, and Anna said, "Oh, you need to be on the radio show."
Yeah, she did, and I'm glad I'm here. It's actually my first radio show, so this is pretty cool.
Okay, well, I think we're going to make it. So, describe the trailer or the equipment, or?
So what I have is called a dustless blasting DB500, and it's a utility trailer with an industrial grade compressor and blasting pot and a huge water tank on it that allows me to basically work for an entire day, or blast for an entire day, and it allows me to take my service to where there's a need. So it's an impressive piece of equipment.
Yeah. And I mentioned, the city's they're doing the graffiti work, and it's horribly expensive for them.
Yeah.
And have you had any conversations with either one of the cities yet?
I have, but I don't think I've talked to the people I actually have to talk to get started. Gotcha.
Yeah. I mean, it seems weird that you would have to work your way into the chance to help.
Yeah, yeah.
Any way the city could cut expenses, I'm thinking they should probably have a conversation with you.
Yeah, and I think they will. You know, sooner than later, I'll make that connection, and you know, it is cost effective, and you know, it'll look better than painting over some paint that you can't match. So
Yeah, so once you clean up a graffiti on a wall that has pre-existing paint patches, then someday we can just repaint the whole building, or
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, if you wanted,
and then make it look like nothing ever happened there.
yeah.
Okey-doke. I like it. How long have you been doing this?
I got started in this venture about 7 months ago. Yeah.
And you just drive around and hand out business cards, or how do you market?
For the most part, I've just been pulling up to a lot of our local industrial complexes and walking around and talking to other business owners and letting them know what I do, or letting them know, like, hey, if you know someone that can benefit from this, hand them a business card for me. And a lot of people don't know what dustless blasting is.
Right.
So a lot of what I've been doing is educating people on what the service is, and once people find out what it is, they tend to think it's pretty cool. It's got a lot of applications, so.
You know, Aaron and I make videos. Well, we're going to have to get back to this. Maybe we'll keep you around for another session.
All right.
Well, we've been talking to Ryan McLeod with Surface Preppers Incorporated. Chris Spiker.
I'm Aaron Goldstein. We are back with Ryan McLeod.
Hey, welcome, Ryan. Thanks for sticking around for a second segment.
Yeah, you got it.
Hey, you mentioned you went to college. You got a bachelor's degree.
Yeah.
What's the degree in?
Liberal studies.
Liberal studies, yeah. I think that's about where I went.
Okay.
Did you go right after high school?
No, I went to AVC and did 2 years and then transferred to Cal State Dominguez Hills.
Good for you. How do you feel having a bachelor's under your belt?
I feel like, it's okay. It's not what I thought it'd be. Now the workforce is pretty competitive, so a bachelor's degree will get your foot in the door, but most employers are looking for more than that.
So you have to become your own boss,
Yeah,
and you've done that.
yeah,
And you just might get this thing up and running, and someone offers you some money for it, and the number's right, and you're on to the next adventure.
possibly. I don't know, I like where I'm at now, that I have something that I can give to the community, and something that allows me to take ownership over the Antelope Valley. So for now, I'm, going to grow it as much as I can, and whichever direction it takes me, I'll go with it. But yeah, hopefully it leads to an early retirement. That'd be nice.
Well, yeah, keep your nose clean and show up every day. You had an opportunity today when the mayor was here. You never know who you're going to meet.
Yeah, that was very cool. It's a really cool guy.
He is. And he's pretty much been that way. He's got good energy. And he's involved, so we like to hang around with the live wires.
Yeah, no, it's pretty exciting. First radio show, get to meet the mayor.
You never know. We try to add some value to the show, put out a good product, and have different chamber members on every week. And then we also, after this segment, then we do 11 minutes on current events, things going on in the Antelope Valley. So that kind of, that's how we pay our way, is promote. How did you come to the Antelope Valley? You said 1995?
Yeah. Before that, I was in Canyon Country, so not too far from here. But came here with my parents in '95. At that time, I was in the 6th grade, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And they bought a house out here, and it's been home ever since.
Wow. You don't mind being out in the middle of nowhere? I'm messing with you. But
Yeah, the Antelope Valley it's a cool place to be, man.
it is. You like the sunrises and the sunsets?
You can't beat the desert sunset, man. That's gorgeous.
And people back in New York wearing jackets right now?
Yeah.
We got the weather.
Yeah.
we just get some of that graffiti off the walls, it'd be even better.
Yeah, that's right.
Why do people do that?
You know, it's some people tag to let other gangs know that this is our territory. I would imagine some people do it for the thrill of it, because it is punishable, and some people get their kicks from, doing bad things. And some people are artists. Like, I can appreciate some graffiti. It's not all bad.
So do you ever, like, not want to take something off the wall because
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, there's some talented artists out there.
Don't tell me you're taking pictures too.
I am, yeah. Of course.
Well, I guess you have to professionally, before and after, and
Yeah,
what you shot and what it looked like before you got there. And
yeah.
wow. Do you have any stories you want to tell?
About removing graffiti?
Yeah.
Not so much removing graffiti, but I will say my first job is probably my favorite job. After I told my mom I was getting into the business, she hired me to blast her driveway and the walkway up to her house, because it had all these fertilizer stains, and I mean, it hadn't been cleaned in, I don't know, 20 years. So, and she had red wood chips, and the dye from them, like from the sprinklers, would go onto the concrete, so it kind of had this red stain to it. And I was able to blast it all off. And make
Wasn't
it look
pretty.
like new. No, but she was thrilled with the results of it, and it's still one of my most joyful moments about doing what I do.
So the testimonial on your website says he cleaned my driveway and sidewalks. Mom.
Yeah,
First customer. That's a great story.
yeah. It's
I never thought about cleaning up your cement or your concrete.
yeah. It's after a while, you've got gum that's been stepped on for years and you can't get it off, or paint and fertilizer stains. Like, regular pressure washing won't get that off, so you've got to use some type of abrasive to really penetrate that top layer. So that's what blasting. That's the benefit of blasting versus just trying to wash it away.
Business owners, like down on the boulevard or any restaurant where you've got customers coming in, it's amazing to me that they don't always take such good care of the sidewalk right out in front of the business.
Yeah, and sometimes it's not their responsibility. Sometimes it's considered a public easement, so it is on the city at that point, or maybe even the county, depending where you are.
But it reflects your business.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow, something they ought to think about.
No, I approach them too about that all the time.
Good. I
Yeah.
see them out there with a pressure washer, so that's a start.
Yeah.
That gets most of the Coca-Cola off the sidewalk.
Yeah.
So what do you hope to gain? This is kind of a similar question to joining the chamber. What do you hope to gain by joining the Lancaster Chamber?
Well, I hope that people will. I hope to inform people about what I do, and I hope that they'll be receptive to wanting to have a cleaner community. It's what's going to attract more people here. It's what's going to keep people here once they get here, is if they know that other people in the chamber and the community are out here and willing to take care of the Antelope Valley. And I think the best way for me to do that is to lead by example and give people provide a service that people can take advantage of.
Yeah. You'll find joining the chamber, people start asking you for donations to help with their nonprofits. Yeah, so I don't know how that's gonna work for them. With a flower shop, they want flowers. Or with a photographer, photos, come take pictures. Yeah. So you'll be removing graffiti or something. You'll give them a certificate.
Yeah.
Yeah, what are the sorts of charities that you would support? What are some of your favorite ones up here?
Some of my favorite charities up here?
Yeah, charities, causes.
One of my favorite causes is the Lancaster Jethawks. I really like our semi-pro team. rooting for them every year, you know, and I attend a number of games every year. Just it's one of the things that I like about coming out here, you know, is we've got our own semi-pro team. Apart from that, I follow a lot of our other sports teams. A few years ago, we had a really impressive UAV girls softball team. I want to say they won the championship, but they were blowing teams out.
Pioneers?
Yeah, yeah. And it was a lot of fun to watch. You know, apart from that, I spent a lot of time coaching basketball. You know, I guess it's just the educator in me. You know, that likes to work with kids. So, you know, I've coached high school basketball out here for 5 years, and you know, I'd say that's really my passion, is just trying to give, you know, people that I saw in my shoes when I was in the high school age, you know, a pathway to leading a better life. You know, and I was able to accomplish that through coaching basketball. So, you know, I'm very much a sports guy. So, I'd say a lot of my attention, you know, and my charity goes towards promoting sports out here.
Gotcha. And you know, it's kind of a small fishbowl here. There's a lot of stuff going on that we have access to.
Yeah.
High Desert Phoenix, have you seen them, the semi-pro football team?
Yeah, I have. I see them out at the park practicing all spring.
Yeah, you know, they know they'll never be in the NFL,
Yeah.
but that's as close as they're going to get.
Yeah, no, I appreciate them too. Back when I was like still running around myself, I used to go out and play some pickup games with them. You know, I'm grateful that we have those things out here. You know.
A lot of opportunities.
Yeah, you just gotta keep your eyes and ears open to them, and something will stick. You know.
Something will stick. You know, and maybe that's part of the value too of the chamber, is you just meet new people, maybe out of the ordinary circumstances, and you make connections.
Yeah. I've never met so many other business owners. Like, before I joined the chamber, I had no idea there were so many people that, you know, were here for promoting the community. So.
And you're coming to the orientation next week?
Yeah.
All right. See you again.
Yeah, I'll be there.
I'll tell you my old-timer stories about the Lancaster Chamber of Commerce. Well, Ryan, thank you very much for being on the show.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
Do you think this video is going to look as good as some of the other videos you were watching?
I hope so.
Well, good luck in your business,
Thank you.
and I hope it's an overnight success. I hope it rewards you above and beyond what you had planned.
Yeah, me too.
And maybe in a year or so, we can have you back on the radio show.
Sounds good.
Okey-doke. Thanks again for joining the Lancaster Chamber. Ryan McLeod from Surface Preppers Incorporated. Give him a call.